Okay, so what is the format of the training? This is where things get a little confusing for folks, so I do try and spell it out as clearly as possible, but I think it might help maybe if I give a little bit of a background. This program, I started it during the pandemic when we were all online. So it started as an online program. And when I was off that first round of offering that program, I was like, I want to help everybody. So it was a broader offering and had a lot of healing practices in there. And then it became really clear that the only people who were taking that program were other wellness professionals, and that the level was pretty high and wasn't quite appropriate for people who were just beginning their healing journey. So since then, and since now we're able to offer in-person trainings, that part of the program has become the prerequisite. And it goes over all of kind of the basic foundational content that and learning and techniques and practices that I want someone to have before coming to the in-person training. It also is a huge resource for practitioners because there are a ton of meditations, there are handouts, there are things that you can use with clients. 50 plus hours of things that you can use in your private practice. So that's part of that program as well. And that I want to make sure that we're all kind of and the basics of, what is the nervous system? What are some emotional wellness healing practices? What are we doing with energy? What is the energy? So that we have sort of a base foundation. Some folks are going to have more information on some things, aspects of the program, and some folks are going to be coming in the door with more information on other parts. If you're an energy healer, you're going to have lots of information on that module. But you might not know a whole lot about the nervous system. Or if you're a medical practitioner, you might know a lot about the nervous system from an anatomical standpoint or from a medical standpoint, but you might not understand it from more of a somatic standpoint or an energetic place. And so the online portion kind of levels that playing field, so we're all coming in with some foundational skills. And that is about 100 hours. Some folks have already taken it and then are now signing up for the in-person. Some folks are going to take it simultaneously. Some people are going to just do the online portion and then at a later date do the in-person certification program. Any of those options are great. If you decide to take it simultaneously, you need to finish modules 1 and 2 of the online portion prior to the start date of the first session of the in-person certification. So that's the prerequisite. The in-person certification, which is kind of part 2 to the entire certification process, is a 200-hour program, and it is all in person. It's in Portland, Oregon, and it meets over 5 different long weekends that are Friday through Monday, all-day weekend. Each of those modules is about 3 months apart, and each one has a theme and builds on the other. We start in the beginning, really rooting into safety, into presence work, into embodiment work, into nervous system practices, into yoga therapy practices. Then module 2 and 3, we move into energy healing and craniosacral practices. Module 4, we move into somatic therapy and emotional content practices. And then module 5 is an open module for us to really work on the skills that we've developed over the last 4 modules and to have space for us to craft the program depending on the needs of the individual group, because you are all unique individual beings, and I want to give space for the content to be fed by what is needed in the group and by the field that we're creating together as a group. And then after you are done with the 5 modules, there is a certification process, and that process includes practicum hours, so practice sessions. It includes a take-home exam. It includes a practicum with myself. There's also coaching that you can do with me and mentoring that you can do with me. Basically, that is where the program is really individualized and catered to where you're at, and that I can support you in any way that I can and that's possible in helping you step out into the world and offer your healing medicine to your people in your community. So that's the format of the program. There are separate prices for the online and for the in-person, because some people have already taken the online. If you take the online totally separately, it's one price, but if you sign up for the online and the in-person together, the online is discounted. So that it makes it a little bit easier. There's also payments that you can make in full or payment plans. If you have any questions about the program itself and the format of it, please shoot me an email. Looking forward to seeing you on the inside of the program. Take care.